everyone. Okay, it's technically been a while. It's March. Better late than never to the new year, eh? I actually filmed this video back in January. However, January. Did I say that right? Didn't sound right. But when I went to go edit the video, I realised I had a lipstick on my teeth. And, well, that's not a sexy look. And I thought, can I get away with it? It's only a little bit, but nah, it kept bothering me. And if it bothered me, I know it's going to bother you. So, I'm retaking the intro. What the video is basically, I thought I'd explain why I had disappeared for so long, what's been going on in my life. It's still relevant, even though I did film it in January, it's still relevant, so it's okay to watch now. And it's basically showing you my look, it's basically this look, minus the eye makeup, okay? Obviously, I didn't know that I would be refilming this intro, so that's why the eye makeup is different. However, the base and everything else is exactly the same. It's just literally the eye makeup, because I am actually about to go out for dinner, hence a bit of a glamour look. But I guess this is kind of normal for some Instagrammers, I was going to say. Where are you, Jazz? You're on YouTube. God, it's been a while. Anyway, before I mess up this intro anymore, if you want to find out how I got this look, and you want to know where I've been for the past good few months, then please carry on watching. First thing is, I'm aware doesn't match tan. I don't like fake tan in my face. It just constantly feels like I've got makeup on it, you know? So for primer, I haven't really got a preferred primer. I literally just grab whatever I've got because I'm just trying to use up everything. And I believe I got this in a glossy box. It's Aviant and Pro Perfecting Collagen Primer. I don't know if it does the job. I don't know if it's great. I just kind of use it because I feel like you have to use primer. It's kind of like toners. I feel the same with a toner. I don't really know if it does it. I just kind of use it because society tells me to. For foundation, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NC25. This is like an OG, isn't it? I don't know. I only just jumped into the hype. Even though it was like a hype like a million years ago. But every time I get my makeup done, they always use this foundation. And it just stays forever. And there's no flashback. And I just thought I might as well just use this. I have no idea if this one's going to match this fake tan though, because the fake tan I wanted to use is run out. And I usually use the Bondi Sands Ultra Dark. This one's like Sally Hansen. Is that the name? It's one of those, you know, like the blur makeup. It's like, it looks like foundation, I'm going to be honest with you. But that's what I had to use. So I don't know if it's going to match. If I'm talking quieter than usual, to some people, I know that's probably a relief, because I know I get complaints like, why are you always shouting? That's just my voice. It's because I've got people around and I believe they're in earshot. And so I'm like embarrassed to film. I'm not confident when someone's like in earshot while I'm recording. Let me put this in a hairband. So yeah, I actually haven't filmed, obviously you can see, because I only uploaded like one in December, but technically I filmed that like back in October. So I haven't actually filmed since October time. It's annoying because obviously I was like really enjoying filming. But yeah, it's like ironic because I had actually done a video where I was like tips on how to be happy and all of this kind of stuff, and like to get out of, you know, that kind of rut and that. And then I literally had probably the worst turn. I don't know what word to describe it, but basically I was the lowest I had felt in a very, very, very long time. Like it hit hard. I've only got a little bit of this left, so I'm just literally just trying to use up the last tiniest bit. It's the Insta Anti-Age Eraser in the shade Ivory, and then I'm probably over the top, I'm going to use the Fit Me by Maybelline in the shade 0.5. I believe this is like the shade Light or something. I think it's like one of the lightest. So that is what I'm going to be using. Yeah, look, there's nothing in this. That's gone. So yeah, it was like literally one of the darkest times for me, in the sense of like, I mean, like, I think literally from like October to December, I would literally was just going with the motions, in the sense of like, I would just get up, go to work, and then I would go straight to bed. I was not really eating. I was not getting out of bed. Like on the weekends, I would literally just lay in bed and stay there. Like, would not leave unless I had to pee. I'll just sit in the dark, like my curtains will be closed and I would just sit in the dark. I was disgusting. Like I wasn't even like, I was maybe showering maybe once a week, if that, because of how low I just felt. Because I don't know if anyone else, it's hard to explain, like when you're in those kind of episodes, like you literally don't want to do anything. Like it's just impossible to want to do anything. You just, like, even just getting out of bed is like the hardest thing to do. And like I even took some like time off of work as well, because just the thought of actually getting out of bed and having to like socialize was just mentally draining. Oh, look what I just done. Because it was like one of the lowest that I had felt in like a long time, and I was starting to like really affect the people around me. Like it was just affecting my life. I decided for the first time, I was like, you know what, girl, you are gonna go get some help. And bearing in mind, I've been suffering with my mental health since I was like 13, so over 10 years, and I have never gotten help for it. Like I had like a tiny bit of counselling at school, but that was it. Like I've never spoken to anyone, I've never taken anything. Like I've just kind of been one of those people that kind of like, I'll deal with it when it happens and then just pretend it never happened. Does that make sense? So the contour that I am using is the PS My Perfect Colour foundation and contour stick, so the Primark one in the shade Caramel. It's actually really good and it's like super cheap. So I actually went to the doctors. Well, first, like one of my friends, he messaged me, bearing in mind I hadn't really spoken to him for like a month. Not because of the episode, we just had distanced. Like we were both busy and stuff like that. And then he had like messaged me out of the blue at like 1 AM and was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, not really, to be honest. And then I was like talking and he was like, look, do you want to come around, because it seems like you need someone to talk to? And I was like, you know what, actually I'm going to, because bear in mind I don't speak to anyone, I didn't speak to my family, I don't speak to my friends about it. Like obviously people, like they've known I have suffered with like obviously my mental health because I've got my scars and stuff, so obviously they know about that, but I don't think anyone's ever really knew the extent of it because I've never told anyone. I keep myself to myself. So then I was like, you know what, and I literally just told him everything, like things that I haven't ever told anyone before. It was nice, like it, you know, even just doing that, it felt like a weight was off my shoulders. It was just nice to just speak to somebody. Yeah, and then I went to the doctors and I went and got some help. And then so January so far, touching wood, it's been good. We'll have to see. I'm trying to not let things get to me as much, and I'm just trying to just take each day as it comes, you know? So that's like how my mental health, and that's the reason why I disappeared, because I just couldn't face it. So I'm hoping now I will stick to things, because I've got some other excited things. So another reason also why I've been like super busy and I haven't had time to film is because I am moving. What do I do next? For powder, I am using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So yeah, I slightly just bake with this and then I kind of just put it all over my face. Don't really bake too much because I'll be honest, I don't really know how to do it. I'm gonna get it everywhere. Of course, like obviously I'd been like said in like previous videos, like I had been looking at like moving and stuff because I had to, but unfortunately I was unable to buy. It's impossible to buy by yourself. I don't care what anyone says, unless you're like making dollar. Like it is impossible. And so yeah, unfortunately I have to rent instead, which is fine. Like it's cool. I've got quite like a decent rent, I think, anyway. So I've got like a little 2-bed when it's got like a separate dining and living area, and they're both doubles as well. It's not like one of those little box rooms that you get. And I've got a little garden. So yeah, I'm moving. So at the moment, like my room, if you could see it like as a complete tip, it's just boxes of like me, like half stuff packed and then like half stuff I've bought because it's not furnished where I'm moving. Furniture is expensive. So for bronzer, I am using the Hoola and Caramel. Moving out is expensive if you have to buy furniture. Like sofa, like I have never stressed so much about sofa. Look, sofas are literally ridiculous, and I've got to buy literally everything. Obviously I had savings, so I'm like using that, and I don't mind using that because I see it as like, well, I'll be bringing that to my home anyway, so the next time, so it's not like I'm wasting that money on like a fancy meal out, you know? So I'm not that bothered. It's just stressful because obviously I've now got to have like sorting broadband, but my broadband isn't going to be there until like the week after, so I'll have to live with a week without it. And I'm just like, oh. To be fair, I only had seen like 2 properties because I didn't actually want to move in January. I wanted to move around March time because January I had so much to pay out for, and then in February I'm actually going on holiday, so then I was like, oh, I don't really want to be moving then, so I thought, oh, March. But I had seen a few in like the area that I was looking to move to that I liked, and then one was like, honestly, it was so small. Powder contour, I am going to use the contour kit in light to medium by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've just used this always. Then I saw another one and I was like, oh, okay, it was a little further out than where I wanted to like be, but I was like, it was still like manageable, so I was like, okay, cool. And I went in there, and you know, if you've never moved, you probably don't know, but have you ever been into somewhere and you're just like, you just get like a homely vibe? It feels like somewhere I could live. Obviously I'm going to do like vlogs, moving vlogs, if you'd want to see that. I'm just excited. I'm excited to be there able to do like new content, if that makes sense. So the blusher, I'm using the L'Oreal Lip Blush. I don't even know if you can get this anymore. I've had this for like a donkey years, literally. I am excited. I'm shit scared though. Like, I am nervous because I am actually moving by myself. I'm moving alone. I'm going to be living by myself. I'm not moving in with anyone. I'm doing this all by myself. Usually when people move, they're like, oh yeah, well, you move with a couple. Like, you move with your partner, or you move in with a friend. And it's like, no, bitch, you're doing it by yourself because you're a strong, independent woman, but then I need nobody. It doesn't mean I'm not scared. I don't really care much for my eyebrows. This is a Rimmel one. It's just an eyebrow pencil in black brown. For highlighter, this is honestly one of my new favourite highlighters ever since I tested it out in Primark video. It's the Ultra Glow Highlighting Powder. It was like £3. It looks like a little shell, but honestly, it's like my new favourite thing. Like, I find myself always reaching for this. I don't reach for anything else anymore. But I know I'll never like actually be alone because I've already got everyone saying that they're going to visit me. The guys are so excited. They're like, yeah, Jazz, I'm going to be there like all the time. I'm going to be like staying there. Like, my mum is always like, oh yeah, like we come around and watching the series. So like literally, like, my cousins, like everyone is like excited for it, and I feel like I'll never really be alone. Yeah, I am excited to do new things, and I'm being put into a new chapter. I just thought, what better time to like move than like, it's 2020, it's a new year, it's a new decade. Just do it. You've got a whole new chapter in front of you. You're 26 now, like it's acceptable for you to move out. Like, do it. So here I am. So this is my favourite lip combo ever. So for the lip liner, I used, what's it called, Makeup Revolution Original Pencil. I believe this might have been on one of the lip kits. I don't know if you can actually still get it. I couldn't see it, but this is what I use. But I use a MAC lipstick in the shade Viva Glam, which is like a nude, and then I use an Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Caramel lip gloss over the top. I do slightly overline my lips as well because I'm a bit just too afraid to get lip filler. Okay, it's really hard to line your lips when you're not looking in a proper mirror. Do not recommend. Obviously, to finish the look, I have to use some setting spray. Whatever one would I use, but the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I just realised I've got like really bad like fake tan there, but we're just gonna ignore that. And then over the top, I then use the Iconic London In. I believe this is original. I drown myself in this. I just love the wet look, but drowned myself, as you can see. So that is the finished look. This is literally like my go-to if I'm going out. Like, I cannot be bothered with all of that fancy eyeshadows and everything else. This is just what I do, and it seems to work in the sense of it makes me feel confident. And yeah, so, and that was also my kind of my life update of what's been happening in the past few months. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Bye!